Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 24 of Nindies and Indies, Nintendo fan podcast. I'm your host, ScrapGear, and joining me, as always, my good buddy, Draco Augustus. How's it going, man?
Hey, it's going good.
Yeah.
It's been a while, man.
It has been. Between vacation and coming down with a respiratory infection, it's been super fun.
Yeah, that's tons of fun right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a busy couple weeks. I have been playing some stuff, but I've definitely felt like a lot of the video game stuff has been on the back burner. But I wrote a thing the other day for MHG about the new Diablo edition Switch coming out.
Yeah.
And I kind of got some fire under my butt to get back into the swing of things, at least, you know. I just got lazy. I need to not be lazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get started with this. What have you been up to the past few weeks?
Man, well, I've played a lot of Fortnite. That's been my main thing. I did play. A buddy of mine rented on Redbox the Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and we played some Blackout, and that's tons of fun. And I think I've told you before, it feels the way I wanted PUBG to feel from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's pretty smooth and everything, but it's not going to be my jam or anything like that. I'm not going to buy it because, first of all, one of the main things with Fortnite is my wife likes watching me play, and she likes playing, kind of playing with me. Whereas when I played Call of Duty with her, she got nauseated because of the first person running and how the screen shakes and stuff, you know? She just couldn't handle that. So I was like, yep, won't be getting that one. But other than that, I've played some Splatoon 2. I got the Halloween stuff in Splatoon 2. If you haven't done that yet, I like what they've done with this. They should have done with so many different events. Like when the Ninja Turtle event was going on, if you could have got for logging in and participating in the Splatfest, if you could get the Raphael headband or maybe some size to get a shirt that has size on in the belt or stuff like that, just items that you actually get to keep, or even just the Splatfest tees that you would get to keep, it would have made me want to play the game so much more. But so basically I've been wearing the Jason mask or the hockey mask. But it also has, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the mask with the ribbon over the face. May in Overwatch has the same outfit.
Okay, so that has a lot to do with Chinese mythology horror stuff and a body that's brought back from the dead. It's a kind of necromancer charm that goes over the face. I don't know the whole ins and outs with it, but I've seen it a lot with especially with when it comes to Chinese zombies and whatnot. So
cool. There's that. That mask or that hat. The like I said, the Jason mask. There's devil horns and a big ugly fish head hat mask thing. Of course, it's like a mask that goes over their whole head. It's pretty cool. Just the fact that they're doing that, and then also the some of the levels or some of the maps are actually going to be Halloween themed and stuff. Which, by the way, I just love this time of year because when all the Halloween stuff comes out, you got it in Paladins, you've got it in Overwatch. I played some Overwatch too. I got May's that same outfit for May that I was just talking about, and a couple other things in Overwatch. I played some Junkenstein's Revenge just so I could get the wins for sure to get loot boxes, and I really want Overwatch to come to the Switch. I would play the crap out of it. Yep. What?
Yep. Yeah, I would too. So
we've talked in length about that.
I mean, BlizzCon's coming up. Who knows what they'll announce?
That would be
Probably
awesome.
not Overwatch on the Switch, but I would poop myself if they did.
I really don't see why that's not going to be it. Why that wouldn't be a thing? Because everybody would get it. they could have Switch exclusive skins that make people want to buy a Switch that, play Overwatch. I mean,
yeah.
It would be even better if they did like Fortnite does, where your account is linked across all the systems to where you can get, like my friend, Sosa, he got a Samsung Galaxy skin on his phone for Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he has that when he plays on his Switch or his Xbox also.
Yeah.
So, stuff like that will be great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just with with this whole bundle, which I mentioned it in my article that I wrote, it's like with the whole Diablo Edition Switch bundle, the fact that they're getting along so well, Blizzard and Nintendo, like there has to be more in the works. And I even mentioned possibly seeing a Nintendo exclusive game made by Blizzard, kind of like Ubisoft did with Kingdom Battles,
mm-hmm.
or even if they did something like Starlink, which isn't exclusive, but there's a lot of exclusive content.
Yeah.
Which you're going to talk about here in a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah. And then Arena of Valor, man. Have you played that at all?
I had downloaded it and I played a little bit of it, but I haven't. I played a good chunk of time when the open beta was, or maybe it was a closed beta. One of the betas on the Switch. I played a good chunk of time on that, but I haven't really gone back into it.
Yeah.
But
it is fun. I like the character Violet, and I got a skin for her that makes her look like Bayonetta. It's freaking awesome.
Excellent.
She's got the two pistols too, and then her heels even almost look like guns. So
nice.
It's pretty awesome. But yeah, me and Sosa have actually been playing that a bunch, and I played it with Carolyn from the Nintendo Shack podcast.
Okay.
Because I heard her on N64 Josh's podcast, the Nintendo Powercast, and then she mentioned liking it. I can't remember, but I was just like, "Hey, are you playing this?" And she's like, "Yeah, I freaking love MOBAs." And I was like, "Me too." So we played a few matches of that, which was fun. And she apparently gets kind of mad when she plays MOBAs. So she's cut down a bit, but we'll have to get her back onto it some, which I'm sure she will anyways. But if unless you have a team that you work really well with, constantly being able to get together and play on MOBAs, like MOBAs can make people pretty salty. Yeah, I mean, you can get freaking enraged.
It's just like, back when Overwatch first came out, and like you and I, we'd go and we'd play, and we'd do okay, but we'd be like the only ones trying to push the payload. Everyone else is like, "Oh, I'm getting all these kills." It's like, what are you doing?
It's like why kills is nobody on the payload?
I mean, kills are nice, but we need to push the payload too.
Yeah.
But yeah, another time.
Yeah. I had a game with Violet where I scored 29 kills and 1 death. It was freaking awesome. That was a 5v5 match. But what's been really fun and a lot less enraging is playing 1v1, because you're just relying on yourself, and it's one lane, Yeah. That was actually pretty fun. And they have 3v3, 1v1, and then, of course, 5v5. So yeah, I've been enjoying that game a bunch. Which it's funny because I have a lot of games that I've been playing, even though I haven't been playing much lately. We've just haven't talked in a while. So, but yeah, I think that's mostly it. I mean, of course, Fortnite. Elliot got the Skull Trooper skin, which is so funny because everybody's like, "Oh, when's the Skull Trooper skin going to come back out?" And I'm kind of just like, "Well, yeah, he said that he and his friends talk about it at school, and it was like the rarest skin in Fortnite." And I was like, Fortnite's only been out a year. It came out during Halloween, so it's probably going to come out this Halloween too. Yeah. So that was, he didn't really get it, I get, like at first, but he's like, "Oh, okay, I see it," but because now everybody has it. Yeah. But but yeah, it was funny though. He like mowed the yard to get enough V-Bucks to buy it. I'm like, yes, I have leverage.
Nice.
But yeah, and what they're doing with just this whole season so far, it's all Halloween themed and stuff. Like there's werewolf skin at the end and cool, like almost like a Elvira skin that's like zombie. Yeah, anyways, lots of cool skins for Halloween themed stuff. And then like some of the challenges, my favorite one so far I think is this week. You have to ring a doorbell to a house that has an opponent inside it 3 times. And I'm like, I wish they told us to do that 10 times, because basically I'm telling them I'm coming into that house and I'm going to try to kill them. Because what you do is when everybody first drops it's the easiest way to get this challenge done is when you first drop, just drop down to the door, because there's going to be someone landing on top of the house to break into the top and start looting the attic and stuff. So you go down, you ring the doorbell while they're in there, and then I just go in the bottom floor, and there's gonna be a fight. I'm down low, they're up high, and it's been pretty fun.
Nice.
But yeah, they're doing awesome things with that game. But yeah, man, yeah, I think that's about it for me. Oh, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp has an EV crossover event right now. Also, Pokemon Go just released another generation of Pokemon, so my wife and I have been playing that a bunch.
You just completed your Kanto Pokedex recently, right?
I did, yeah, because they had an event where if you hatch the Alolan eggs that you get from players in gifts, then you can you have the ability to get regionals from other regions.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up getting a Mr. Mime and a Kangaskhan.
Nice.
A couple of them actually. I had a bunch of those eggs saved up because I was trying to get all the Alolan ones. And then I saved up enough Pokecoins to get one of the boxes that has a bunch of the good incubators that cuts the time down.
Yeah.
And I ended up hatching like 5 at once.
Nice.
Or more actually, or something like that. But because I still had incubators left over from the last time. Anyways, Pokemon Go, man. I just leveled up to 34 too, I think. Level 34. Which my wife is at 37 now.
Nice.
Or 30. Yeah, I think so. I think 37. Well, yeah. Yeah, man. How about you? Tell me about
Starlink. Before we get into that, I mean, Starlink is really the only thing that I've been playing this week, and then the last couple of weeks with being sick, I was just like, I don't want to play much. I just kind of want to sit here and watch stuff on Netflix or something like that, or just sleep. But when I was on vacation, I did bring the Switch with us because it was supposed to rain a couple of days, and it did. So we played some Mario Kart, but yeah, so one of the other, the NES Classic games via the Nintendo Switch Online that we played was Super Mario Bros. 3. And watching my 2 kids play that, I mean, I always played as player 1, and then they took turns being player 2. My youngest, unsurprisingly, just would immediately start the level, run forward, and hit the first enemy that was there.
Yeah.
But my oldest, she tries really, really hard. And, she tries to be, she freaks out and she tries to, jump on a Koopa and she'll misjudge the jump and, land right in front of it as it walks into her. But, yeah, so it was fun playing that with them. The only other thing that I played a couple of weeks ago was a little bit of Octopath Traveller and Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2. Still trying to get that one achievement for Mega Man X5 before I move on to Mega Man X6, where it's maybe you'll get this, who knows? You probably will never get this because it's random. It's bugging the heck out of me.
Did you got 11, right? Mega Man 11?
I have not picked up Mega Man 11 yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
I need to. I was just like, Mega Man 11 comes out, and then Starlink comes out. And I ended up going with Starlink. And then, yeah, we'll get into that, because that's actually going to be our main topic, where I'm just going to gush over Starlink because I've been having a blast with it.
And I'm gonna be like, ooh, ah.
So I got Starlink. I had pre-ordered it on Amazon like months ago. So I didn't get it for a midnight release or anything, but I got it around noon the next day. And of course, I got the Switch version because I wanted Fox and the R-Wing. And the big difference between the Switch starter kit and then the starter kit for the PS4 and Xbox One is you get Fox and the R-Wing, and then you get 2 weapons. There's a fire and an ice weapon, and then you also get Mason, who's the main character pilot that all the other starter kits come with. The other starter kits, instead of the R-Wing, they get the Zenith, and then they get a it's like a Gatling gun or a machine gun for an extra weapon, but then they only have the one pilot. Fortunately, they do give you both of those things, the Zenith ship and the it's called the Shredder weapon, with the Switch version, although it's digital. Which is cool because, I mean, then you still have that in your collection. The problem is, if you're trying it out and you really like playing like with the toy attached to your Joy-Cons, because it comes with its own specific Joy-Con mount, and you have to put the Joy-Cons in there, and then like you plug everything in. Some of the weapons, when they're attached, like they'll have like an energy core or something that glows, but the booster engine on the back of the ship will also glow, which is super cool. But
what power does that run off of? Does it have batteries in it?
No, it runs off the Joy-Con power.
What?
And I believe the Xbox One does the same thing. It runs off the Xbox controller's power.
Yeah.
The PS4 has to be wired. So I've thought about maybe picking it up on the Xbox at some point, just because like it's super fun and I wouldn't mind playing it again, just, you know, minus the Fox stuff. Because everything is cross use. Like if you go out and you get any of the extra ships or any of the extra pilots, you can use those for any version of the game. The only ones that can only be used with the Switch are Fox and the R-Wing, are only usable on the Switch.
Yeah. That's cool.
But
I want it.
Yeah.
But you haven't even started talking about the game yet.
I know. And the other reason like I kind of want the starter kit for the Xbox One is because
to have the physical
so I can have the physical version of the Zenith and the Shredder. So, but yeah, the big reason that I'm thinking about, I'm holding off on it because Ubisoft has said that they are planning a way around this, but when you're playing the game, if you're going and you're fighting a boss and you get the boss like really low on health and then your ship gets destroyed, you can respawn. But then the boss goes back up to its full health and you have to fight it again from scratch. Or you can go and, like if you're playing with the physical toys, you unhook the ship that is currently on there and you hook on a new one. And then you can just pick up where you left off. Now, if you only have the starter kit on the Switch, or, you know, the starter kit on the PS4 and Xbox One, where you only have one ship, but you get 2 ships with the Switch version. The problem is that because the Zenith and the Shredder are digital, you can't use them unless you're playing the game digitally, which means you're not using any of the Toys to Life stuff.
See, that was one of my questions, was how the transition was from your digital stuff to your physical stuff. So apparently there's no transition. You have to pick and
choose.
Okay.
If you play with physical stuff, then you can only use the physical stuff. But if you play digitally, then you can just, as you go and attach stuff, if you get the Toys to Life stuff, you can then go and switch over to playing digitally, and then you just have all of that stuff unlocked.
Yeah. So you may as well, like, if you are having trouble with a particular boss, you might be like, okay, I started over one time, I'm going to switch to digital so I can have 2 ships instead of just the one.
And there is a way around that.
That's cool about the Switch version, by the way.
Yeah.
Is you get, even the starter set, you get two ships.
And there is kind of a way around it. People have found that, like, if if you're going and you're playing with the toy and you've got the R-Wing and then the R-Wing gets destroyed, if you undock the Switch controllers from the mount, then it switches you to digital, and then you can use your digital stuff.
Okay, so you can still do it in game, like
but it's just kind of a little bit of a quirky workaround to be like, oh hey, well you can just do this, and then you can just use all that stuff.
Or as it should be, a button press. Like...
yeah.
But I had a question about that. So if you're playing and you have the ship on your thing, or no. Okay, so if you're on digital, actually,
right,
is what I meant to say, and you want to swap ships, do you have to like go into the pause menu and swap?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's how you go and switch all the weapons and stuff. Whereas if you're playing with the physical toy, and there is an option where anytime you go and you unattach something, it'll pause the game for you.
Okay.
No, it'll pause for you. You can also have it where it doesn't pause if you're playing co-op, which there is couch co-op with this game.
Yeah, I saw that on the commercial. I get a commercial for it on Hulu all the time.
Nice. The awesome. Switch version can only do co-op mode and TV mode, so you can't be playing in tablet mode and then do co-op that way. It's only available in TV mode.
Okay.
But I mean, that's fine.
That's fine.
There can be a lot of stuff going on, so trying to split the small screen between two people and be like, wait, what's going on now? But yeah, so the options when you go to switch weapons or parts and stuff, it can either pause the game, not pause it if you're playing in co-op, or you can just have it so where it never pauses, which if you use the same ship all the time and you're just swapping the weapons is great, because you pretty much just pop one off, slap the other one on, and it just, you see it deconstruct off the wing, and then when you put the new one on, it reconstructs the new weapon on the wing, and it looks fantastic.
It looks awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, and I was wrestling with the idea of like, do I want to do it digitally with the stuff, or do I want to do the physical? After playing with the R-Wing and the weapons and stuff that I have with that one, I've definitely decided I really want to get all of the Toys to Life stuff for it. Just because, like, and the detail on the toys is actually pretty decent. The pilots are a little, like, I think Fox is, like, yellow. Like, and, like, his face is a little, and like I said, the pilots in general they don't look great, but they're also going to be, you plug them into the mount, and then you put the ship on over them, so they kind of sit in the cockpit.
Yeah.
And one of the ships that I have, the Neptune, the cockpit is actually just like a giant glass orb over where the pilot sits. So that's probably the only one that I have that you can actually see the pilot the whole time. Like in the R-Wing, you can't see Fox. There's no way.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter.
So I have a question about the toy, or just the ships and all the parts in general. Obviously, the weapons have different attributes and abilities and stuff. And like you even mentioned elemental stuff, but
yes,
and I know the ships will have different speeds and armor and stuff, but how about the pilots? What does the pilot bring to that?
Every pilot has a different special ability. So like, with the Switch version, the two pilots you start off with, Fox and Mason. Mason's, pilot ability is he calls down an orbital strike with a laser. Which can do a ton of damage, which is great against like slow moving bosses or like groups of enemies that aren't very fast that are just all kind of clumped together. And as you level him up, you can actually increase that radius to do even more, or to hit even more stuff. Whereas Fox's pilot ability is if you're targeting someone when you press it, one of his either Slippy, Falco, or Peppy will come down and start firing on that target, and then they'll just join you, and you have a wingman for a certain period of time. Yeah. And then like some of the other ones, one of them, his name is Judge. He just looks like a big futuristic looking deep sea diver suit. But his ability is like time lapse or something, and everything slows down and you move at normal speed, so it's like it's a nice defensive ability. And then there's another character, Chase. Her ability is, while her ability is active, you have unlimited boost, which is going to be great for like exploring some of the planets and stuff, and you just have to just go forever. And she's like, I'm just going to use my pilot ability and just boost my way all the way there.
Yeah.
And then
that's cool.
Also, on top of that, every single pilot has what's called their mentor skill. And that is a passive ability that affects all of the all pilots. So, like, something I wish I had known about that sooner was that that's what the mentor skills did. Is as you unlock the different tiers of that, it gives bonuses to all of your pilots. Because I totally would have been playing as Mason first instead of Fox, because Mace's mentor ability increases the experience that pilots get. From, like, the first tier of it is you get an extra 50% experience, and then the one on top of that is 100.
Okay.
So.
That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot more depth to the game than I think I had originally thought, you know?
Yeah.
But everything I've seen just looks so great.
What was it? There was one person who, I think they were trying to make fun of the game and like the way that the game looks and a lot of the stuff that you can do in it. And there's like, oh, it's No Man's Skylanders. Because there is a lot of planet exploration stuff, and you can scan some of the local fauna, some of the animals and stuff that you come across the planet to get experience, and also to increase your alliance rating on certain planets. But at the same time, like, for me, I had never played any of the Star Fox games until I got the Super NES Mini Classic. I never had any of them growing up, and I didn't have an N64.
Star Fox 64 it's the best one. I mean, you should get it on the Wii U if you still have. I mean,
Star Fox 64, I should just get the 3DS remake of that.
Oh, they have it on 3DS?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
That came out. That was like one of the first titles
okay.
that came out. It was, I mean, I don't know. It was early in the 3DS's life cycle. But for me, I haven't even played Skylanders, but I've seen at our Sunday D&D game, our DM usually brings his son with him, and the guy who hosts the game has Skylanders and all of those toys. So I've seen how it kind of plays on that, and this is like Star Fox meets Skylanders, where it's just modular stuff, and it plays great. I've been having such a blast with it. Even just running around and like, oh, I need to go and try and let's see, what's one of the I'm gonna run an errand for this mining facility. They need a new power conduit, so I've got to go over here, find it, pick it up, and bring it back to them. And I've just been having fun just doing some of that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I was wondering about like how all the different missions and stuff. So there are like side missions.
Oh yeah,
and like you said, a bunch of space exploration / planet exploration. Mm-hmm. There's like 9 planets or 7.
Let me think. I think, somewhere between 7 and 9. There aren't a ton of planets right now, but Ubisoft has come out and said that like they are planning on doing DLC for the game, both free and paid DLC, not including the toy stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It kind of the way that you go down and you have like the ground battles, the planetary battles.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of almost like what I've seen of Daemon X Machina and stuff.
Yeah.
As far as that combat system goes, which has me excited.
Yeah.
And then, so are there a lot of space battles though? Like where you're actually fighting in space?
So I haven't. I've just progressed to the point in the story where where now having an alliance rating on different planets actually starts benefiting me, and like I have to work, and you have to fly between each of the planets if the main enemy is called the Legion, and every once in a while, like they'll drop this thing called a prime down on the planet, and it'll start placing extractors on the planet, which then makes their presence on said planet more numerous, and they'll start attacking your allies and the mining facilities, the research labs, the workshops, and the armories that you have on the planets. So it'll start lowering your hold on said planet. So that's one of the things that helps keep the game going, is that you can constantly like be moving from planet to planet trying to make sure that you keep your ratings on each of those planets as high as you can get it. What was I saying? So a lot of the stuff does take place on the planets, but there are like cargo shipwrecks out in space that you can find that'll have treasure chests or caches that will have Electrum, which is the money in the game, maybe some Nova Cores, which are some of the upgrade materials or power cell kind of things for upgrading stuff, as well as every once in a while you'll find as you're exploring planets, sometimes you'll come across outlaw factions. And they're pretty much just space pirates. But if you defeat enough of them...
What kind of space game would it be if there weren't space pirates?
Exactly. But as you defeat enough of the outlaws on a said planet, like you'll get coordinates for some of the hideouts. And then you can go attack their hideouts and clear them out from there. And then... Which... I'm level 14 with Fox right now, and I've been taking on like level 5 and level 6 space pirate bases, and I've been getting my butt kicked sometimes. It all depends on like the weapons that you have. I just got a few more. I got 3 new ships today. 2 of them I ordered like a while earlier in the week, so they finally got here, and then I picked up the Target exclusive.
There's a Target exclusive?
There's also a GameStop exclusive too.
Oh my goodness.
And then there was someone I was seeing on a Reddit somewhere that like the UK Ubisoft or Australian Ubisoft store has like an exclusive ship to that, and I'm like, oh, what is it? I need to know what it is. Hopefully it's not region lock and I can just order it. Because so far, except for the GameStop exclusive, every single ship, I mean, aside from having, another ship that you can use in-game, as well as another pilot, each ship also comes with a weapon that isn't a duplicate. The GameStop exclusive is the only one that has a duplicate weapon. It's called the Shockwave. But for that pilot, her name is Razor, and she's a metalhead. And the weapon that comes with her ship is called so the Shockwave. It pretty much just sends out a sonic boost or a sonic boom in a shotgun blast.
Oh yeah.
Area, and that same weapon is in one of the weapon packs. Those come with 2 weapons, but so far, once I get all of the ships, I will have every single weapon. But right now, I'm missing 4 physical weapons right now.
Yeah. That sounds... How much is each ship and weapon pack?
Alright, so I know digitally it's a lot cheaper. I want to say like a ship pack digitally is like maybe $10 or $15. It's not that expensive. Whereas if you get the physical version, it's about $25.
Okay.
So, and then
that's not horrible though for that.
And you get,
I mean, you're getting a collectible and actual game.
And each ship pack comes with a ship, a weapon, and a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So you get all three of those things for $25. Whereas the weapon packs, you get 2 weapons. Those are about $10 physical, and then the pilots are like maybe 6 or 7, maybe $8, but you get just the pilot. And the game definitely has it set up where it wants you to go out and either buy it digitally or get the actual figure for the ones that are just the pilots, because those ones are the ones that are from the research faction and the mining faction. And the only way to increase the resources and buff your those particular factions is to level up those pilots.
Okay.
So
interesting. That's pretty deep stuff. I mean, you know, that's pretty awesome. Well, I'm excited about it, man. What are like the kiosks like? I would imagine they have like a whole setup at like Target and stuff, which I haven't been yet. But
I mean, when I went into GameStop on Wednesday, and with the whole idea is like, I'm working on leveling up the R-Wing right now. I'm okay with not getting any other ships because I had the other 2 ships on their way, not realizing, because a buddy of mine showed me a picture of the GameStop and the Target exclusive, and I'm like, they look very similar to some of the other ships, and I'm like, oh, they're just, you know, different color patterns. That'll be cool because then I'll be able to distinguish my ships from my kids' ships because they're not going to get the exclusive ones. And then I found out they are different.
Okay.
The Target one has the same main body as the I think that one's called the Scrambler, and it's blue, and it looks, the guy who pilots it is a social media fanatic, so he's got his ship decked out with like paint jobs and whatnot, and like logos. But the main body is blue with some of the extra decals on it, but it's the same. It looks like it's the same body as the Pulse, which is just a red version that you can get anywhere. That one's not exclusive to any store. And then there's Razor's ship, which I want to say is called, it's either the Reaper or the Banshee. It's one of those. I can't remember exactly what. But the body for that one looks the exact same as the Lance, which is, another one that's not exclusive to any store. But the paint job is different. So I was thinking, oh, they're just different paint jobs. And then I find out that, no, they come with a different pilot, different wings from what it looks like, or at least the Scrambler has different wings than the Pulse does, as well as different weapons, except for Razor's, which has the Shockwave that you can get in a weapon pack. So it's all different, and it drives me nuts because it's just like, well, I want now I have to get more ships than I thought. But
wow,
yeah, it's really cool.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I was like, that's cool, though.
Yeah. So GameStop. Back to your question, like how the kiosks are set up. The GameStop that I went into at the mall that I go to get my comics every week, they had a whole table set up with just all the stuff set up right there so that you could look at it and go through. And I went and I'm like, okay, here's 1, 2, 3, 4 weapon packs. Is this all of them? Okay, I don't have any duplicates. Yes, this is all of them. And then Target, they just they moved like where the Skylanders were, and they just kind of like, here you go. It's just kind of stacked right here.
Okay.
So nothing special at Target,
nothing
but
super crazy.
Yeah.
Just hanging up there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure my kids will see it and want it immediately. So I guess that's enough about all the toys and stuff. So what do you? And we've talked about the combat system and the gameplay some, but as far as the story goes, you could beat it all with just Fox, right? Like,
oh yeah,
you can make
definitely
this a Star Fox game, right?
100%.
And then on top of that,
something that's really cool with the R-Wing, is the only ship that if you don't have any weapons attached, it still has weapons. It has the classic, green...
yeah, awesome, cool,
classic.
Cool.
Like, it's like the rapid laser cannon, which you can fire, and then if you hold it,
it charges a bomb that locks on.
I don't know if it locks on. I haven't tried. I've been using the other weapons, so I haven't used it as much.
In Star Fox 64, that's what it like. You'd hold it down and it charges up, and you can lock on to a thing.
I'll have to try that at some point. My big issue is that like I'm trying to level up Fox and like get some of his other abilities going. And the way that you level up the characters or the pilots is as you get experience, the experience goes into like the ship that you're using as well as the weapons that you're using. And they get more masterful with those weapons. From what I've seen, it doesn't change the stats of the ship or the weapons. At least not that I've seen. If it does change, it's very, very minuscule. But as you gain mastery points and you like level up the weapons and the ships, you get skill points, and the skill points are what you use to increase the abilities of said pilot. Like one of the things that I did with Fox, as soon as I realized what I could do with, I think it's his tier 2 abilities. One of them is it increases the duration of his wingman when I call them down, and I maxed that out as soon as I could. So like instead of being like 10, 15 seconds, like they're there for almost a minute. It's great. Nice. Also, a really cool thing with Fox when you use his pilot ability, it switches to the Corneria music.
Oh, awesome.
And it's just like, it's so good.
Yeah. Awesome. And how about the Star Fox exclusive content? Like how many hours would you say? I don't want you to give any like spoilers away of the story.
I mean, I've been doing a lot of side stuff too, and like just trying to like, so when you go to a planet, you've got a bunch of different things that you can do. Like there's different Electrum Rush factories and stuff that you can go that have been taken over by Legion enemies. So you go clear them out, and then ta-da, you have access to this area. And then like there's hacking downed Legion ships, as well as there's this ancient race called the Wardens that the big bad guy is trying to bring back. And you go and you solve different puzzles on the planets, and you get some upgrades through doing that. So you got all of that stuff, and then on top of that, there's also the codex stuff. And one planet, I am this close to having all of the codex stuff and the research information done. I found just about all of the animals. There is one material I can't find, and I have no idea what it is or where to find it. I was missing 2 for a while, and then I was like, you know what? There's got to be a way to get up onto those cliffs over there. I found a way, and sure enough, there was one of the materials on top of that. I was just like, okay, where the heck could this other one be? I have no idea. I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's a plant or a mineral.
That's cool though. That's pretty awesome.
So
I think a lot of people. Oh, so go ahead.
Well, as far as like the length of the story, it shows you kind of the like the different milestones for the story, and I'm maybe about halfway through it. But again, I've been taking my time with it, and there are other people who have been like, "Oh yeah, like I totally just like swept through the whole story, and like I'm done with the story now. I'm just doing side quest stuff." And the nice thing is that, or at least from what I've heard, is that even if you finish the main story and you beat the big boss guy at the end, or I assume that's what happens, the Legion launching stuff like primes onto planets and trying to take planets back over, that still goes on even after you finish the main story, so there's still plenty of game to keep playing. And again, like I said, Ubisoft has talked about like they're gonna put out more DLC.
Yeah, that's cool. Lots of replayability. And is there any PvP?
No.
Oh,
you can turn friendly fire on or off for co-op mode. I have what was it? One of my bases was being attacked, and I fired something. I don't remember what exactly I shot. It might have been a railgun, and it hit the main base, and then suddenly I was getting attacked by my allies while trying to attack the enemies and get them out of there. To save the base, and it's just like, oh, you're betraying us. I was like, wait, what? Oh, okay. Next time, be careful.
Yeah.
And like, I have friendly fire turned off, but it still counts against the NPCs.
Yeah.
But
that's cool. But if they put like PvP in, like Star Fox 64 has, like, or but I'm sure other ones do too. But that one was particularly fun to have 4 people going at it.
Yeah, no, this from what I've seen, it doesn't have PvP. It just has co-op. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. I'd like to get it. I'm looking at my Xbox 360 thinking I don't play that much anymore. I might need to trade that in on some Starlink action.
Yeah. Like I said, what I would recommend doing until you get some other physical ships, like, it's cool to have the R-Wing like right there, but I still much prefer the Pro Controller grip. And I make do with the Joy-Cons, but just because, again, like, I like using the physical stuff, but I was leveling up Mason this morning because I was like, I need to just get him to level 11 so that I can max out his mentor skill so that everybody gets better experience points. So I was just playing digitally with that, which was nice because then I could, use the Zenith and be able to level that up to get him a little bit closer to that level 11 faster.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. I'm excited. I'm glad you're enjoying it. What would you rate it? This will be your Starlink review.
Okay.
Nintendo Switch Edition.
See, out of 10, I mean, it's by no means a perfect game. Like, I'll probably hit a point where I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm just doing more and more of this stuff. So I give it,
as with any game like that.
As with any game like that. But I would still give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Like, I'm having a lot of fun with it on the TV. Like, I can definitely tell that it's not like the 1080p 4K, because the Xbox One version is Xbox One X enhanced.
Okay.
So, and it looks a little grainy on the Switch, but it still looks amazing.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like the art style really lends itself to the Switch being kind of cartoony and stuff, like to where you're not trying to get like realistic graphics or anything like that. It's it's a sci-fi space.
Like it's maybe like it's maybe at like 900p, because like I'm thinking of like comparing it to like one of the Halo 5 cutscenes, because they are very similar in that same kind of style and motion capture and all that stuff. And it's just like, it's just a little bit of a step down from that.
Yeah.
But again, it looks great. It runs great on the Switch, and it's so much fun.
Awesome, man. Well, I guess that's it for your review, huh? Are we going to wrap it up?
Yep. So, as always, we will start wrapping things up. Draco, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Draco Augustus. And then you can email me at draco@mulehorngaming.com if you'd like to do that.
And as always, you can find me everywhere as ScrapGear. I've literally, that's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, like any of that stuff. Social media, ScrapGear. Just everywhere.
Got it pinned down.
Yep. And be sure to follow Nindies and Indies on Twitter at Nindies Nindies. That's Nindies twice, because and was too long. And if you like listening to video game podcasts, be sure to check out the official video game podcast of MuleHornGaming.com, Analog Assault. They do a lot of really cool stuff over there. I've been trying to get caught up on the Critical Role campaign, so I have not been listening to as many of my other podcasts, because each episode of Critical Role is like almost 4 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
So
they haven't put out audio-only podcast in a little while. But yeah, they do.
Yeah. But yeah. Also, if you want to check out a website that's got a really cool bunch of nerdy, geeky video game, movie, pop culture stuff, be sure to check out MuleHornGaming.com. That is our home site where we post our episodes, as well as, like Draco said at the beginning of the episode, that was where his review or article about the Diablo 3 Nintendo Switch bundle went up. Yeah, definitely be sure to check out MuleHornGaming.com. But that is going to do it for episode 24, Nindies and Indies. Until next time, GG.
GG. Do a barrel roll.